guys. Alrighty. Hello and welcome to another live stream. It has been a minute since I've done one. I have been out of the country. So a lot of my makeup is actually packed, a lot of my makeup that I use routinely. And I'm not gonna unpack it because I'm leaving again in about another week or so. So my bag is just gonna stay packed. But I am going to Disney today. And I haven't done these ears yet, so I'm gonna do like a purple and green inspired Halloween-ish look. It should be good. It's been like a little while since I've done my makeup, so I feel like, I don't know, like a little bit discombobulated. But as always, my skin's already been primed, prepped. I do all my skincare before I start my streams. And I think that was it. I think that's all I had for updates. So let's get into the makeup. I am going to do sunscreen today. So I think because it's a little bit, it's been cold here in the San Fernando Valley. It's very strange weather for October. We got like severe thunderstorm warning issued a couple days ago, and then it's been cold ever since. So since it's a little bit cold, I'm going to go with the Sun Bum, because this just gives me a little bit more moisture. Sunscreen is one of the only things that I don't do as my part of my normal skincare routine. So I always do my sunscreen here when I'm doing my makeup. But all of my skincare is done before. I have a little counter full of skincare stuff. And then here I have my makeup drawer. Okay. I'm excited because I'm going to be using some new products today that I haven't ever used before. They're new to my collection. I've had them for a while, but I just haven't had time to use them. Okay. So now that that is all dubbed in, let's do, I don't know if I want to do primer today. Do I or do I not? Let's see if I have one open. Like a little sample or something. No, I don't. So I guess I'll use my That Gal. So I am trying to finish it. This has been discontinued. And I could see why. It wasn't like an amazing primer. It's a brightening primer, so it has that pink in there. But I feel like as far as primers go, this one was kind of subpar. It was around for a while. There we go. It was giving me some difficulties. Oh, that one didn't stay. There we go. Okay, so we'll do a little brightening primer today, just for funsies. And also, I guess I am going to be at Disney for a long time, so I would like for my makeup to stay. And if you've never seen a live stream where I get ready for Disneyland, I don't do makeup past this point because I wear a hat all day. With the exception of me snorkeling, my face never sees the sunlight. I always have a hat on. Okay. So now that that's done, let's do a little primer on the eyes too, so that can settle. I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay. I like that this is in a tube, but this was a sample. They don't sell these in tube form. They sell them in like a little wand, and I don't like the wand form eyelid primers. So do a little dabby dab. Pat that in, and then I also have started doing primer under my eye again, just to help with the creasing And it does make a difference for me because I do have that little wrinkle right there. So a lot of product will crease on me. So when I do eyelid primer under there, it just doesn't crease as much or as quickly. So I started doing primer under my eye again. I used to do that and then I don't know why I stopped. Okay, so now that we are all primed, I'm gonna do some eyeliner. This is like a smoky bronze, and I'm just gonna go on my waterline just very lightly. Just a little bit. So the reason why I do my eyeliner first is because if I do my concealer or foundation, then I have to touch this part of my face again and disrupt whatever I put there. So when I'm doing liner on my lower lids, I always do that before anything else. And this eyeliner is kind of like a purpley bronze. So it'll kind of bring out the purple shadows that I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's see. See, I kind of feel like out of whack. It's been a while since I've sat here and done my makeup because I was out of the country. So I like feel like I don't know what I'm doing today. And I guess I kind of don't know what I'm doing today. Okay, let's do eyes first. And today I'm going to be using this new Stila Stay All Day liquid liner. This is one of the chrome ones. So it's the Chroma Flash liquid liner. And this is in shade Mermaid. And I loved these when they first came out. And I bought all 3 shades that they have. But I just haven't used them because I wanted to do like a little tutorial and I have not had time. So I'm going to use it today because it's purpley and bluish, so it'll kind of go with the theme here. And then these color shifting liners are just perfect for Halloween. So I'm going to use my little compact because I'm old and I can't see anymore. So I'm just going to do a little quick lay down of my liner. I like doing my eyeliner, my liquid liner first as well. Because I do have really hooded eyes. So I just feel like when I lay my eyeliner down first and then do my shadows and then do another layer on top, my eyeliner stays put better. But I don't know if you guys can see the color shift. Yeah, you guys can totally see it. It's blue and then purple. And I love that. I love anything that color shifts. So these are super fun. And they stay really well once they dry down. But then they come off really easily with just like micellar water or even just face wash. So I love these. I love Stila. Stila is one of the best brands. Okay, so now that that's done, let's do some shadow. I'm gonna just quickly lay down a little base. So this is, I'm just using this little pink right there. It's very neutral, very light. And it's the perfect base for me. Like looks like there's no pigment there. But then it helps my other pigments just glide on a little bit better. Okay. So now that that is done, I don't know. Definitely have to do green. Let's see what greens I have. Okay. So I'm thinking this glitter green, maybe this one as well. And then I have like the perfect shade of purples here too. So I maybe just use this palette. Let me see what other purples I have though. I don't think I have any other greens, but I have a ton of purples. Wow, so many pretty options. Like I said, I have a ton of purples. Okay. I think I'm gonna do the green from that Toy Story palette. And then, let's see what else. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start there. So let's lay that down. I'm gonna use that same fluffy brush, just pick up a little bit and lay it down right in the center. And then I'll bring it out a little bit too, towards the center of my eye. Okay, I like this look already. And so for this green, I'm using the ColourPop Toy Story palette. And I think it's on sale. I think it's 50% off right now. So I think it's like $15 or $12, which is a really good price for a palette. And I love ColourPop. They're made in the USA. I think they're made here in California, actually. Okay, that looks pretty. I like that. And then I think I'm also gonna do this kind of metallic-y purple that's right there. But I'm gonna grab a different brush for that one, because that's how I clean my brushes, by the way, when I'm done. Just on the back of my hand. I do always wash my hands before I do my makeup. I'm super, super crazy about that, because your hands have to be clean before you do anything to your face, especially with your makeup and your brushes and stuff. Okay, so for the outer part, I'm going to use a very, very flat brush, just because I want that precision on where I want the purple to lay. I'm going to start on this side first. I'm going to grab a little bit more pigment. And just place that right where I want it, and then I'll blend it out. There we go. Okay. So as I was saying, I'll lay that purple down with this flat brush because I want it to be very precise. And then I will, once I have it pretty much laid down, I'll blend the two colors together with the fluffy brush, and I'll just kind of bring them back and forth into one another to ombre them. but not going too far to, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not done with my eyeshadow yet. So I'm gonna blend this a little bit later to blend it in a little bit more. Now we're gonna do the other side. This eye always is a challenge for me. It's shaped a little bit differently than the other one, and also it's my left eye, so just like position wise, it's a little bit more hard for me to do. Okay. That purple, once I blend out this purple, I lose a lot of the pigment. I'm gonna do a little bit more purple. And that one I'll just leave. I'm not gonna blend that out. Okay. So with that same flat brush, I'm gonna clean the product off. And then I'm going to pick up some of that green, that shimmery green, which is right there. I'm gonna place that in the center. And I haven't decided if I want to do my whole lid or just the center. I'm thinking just the center, but you could really go either way. So once you have it placed in the center, you can bring it out a little bit on either side, just to blend it in. And you're gonna wanna pat. So pat, 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 pat. And not drag, because if you drag, you'll disrupt that makeup underneath. So this may be the last or one of the last live streams where I get ready to go to Disneyland, because we have decided to not renew our passes this year, or at least for now. So our passes expire in November, the first week of November, and we will not be here. So it's kind of like a bittersweet day today. I love going for Halloween. It's my favorite time of year at Disney, or in general, I guess. But Disney just keeps taking away so much from park goers. And they just increased the prices. So that would have been, for the pass that I was going to get, it's a $300 price increase in the last 2 years. And they just keep taking away. So they took away the fast passes. They're taking away an extra hour from the park. So now the park is going to be closing at 11 during the week, which is when I go. And I usually utilize the park the most after 9:30, after people start leaving. So that's like my favorite time to be at the park, is at night. And now they're closing at 10. So for me, it's just not justifiable to spend that much money for them to keep taking away so much. So I don't know if I will ever get a Disney Pass again. Most likely I will. If they ever bring back the normal park hours and start closing at midnight again, then I would definitely be more inclined. But just the way Disney's going right now, I can't justify spending that much money to be kicked out at 10. So yeah, we're not going to be getting our passes renewed, at least for now. So it's going to be an interesting year. We've had Disney passes for so long. It's going to be weird to be without one. Okay. So let me see. I do want to add a little purple. So let me get that palette back, actually. I just put it away. So I'm going to use that flat brush again. Super flat. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that purple. I'm just going to drag a little under my eye. Right under my waterline, right at the lash line. Okay, just a little bit. I don't want to be... I don't want to be too purple under there. So just a little bit under that waterline. Okay, let's do concealers now. I'm gonna go in with the color corrector first. We'll blend this in. Okay. So that really brightened my under eye. You can kind of see the darkness in that side still. Okay. So now we're color corrected. I think maybe I'll just do color corrector today and no concealer. I'm not sure yet. I may go back and do concealer. Let's do foundation and then see how that looks. Let's do, what should we do today? Let's do the Bare Minerals, the matte. This is in shade Buttercream, and I think it might be a little light. Let's do, yeah, it's a little light. This is my winter shade. I need my summer shade. Okay, let's go in with a little bit of Tarte foundation. And when I say a little bit, I mean like that much. Because remember, I'm only doing my, what is this, lower half, I guess? I don't know. Do a little bit there. But I'm not doing any makeup on my forehead because I will be wearing a hat all day. And foundation isn't meant for under your eye, but I always put it there because I don't like when my eye, like under eye area, is a vastly different color than the rest of my face. Some people like that bright under eye look. I totally get it. Sometimes I like it too, but typically I just like for it to be pretty much one color. So I always blend my foundation up into my under eye. This takes so long with the freaking sponge. This is why I like to just use my fingers because it takes so long. A brush I like too, but it leaves streak marks sometimes because I'm in a hurry. And I don't have time to do this with this brush. But I said I was going to try and stop using my hands as much as I do, even though I've been doing that forever. Okay. That's blended in. Finally. Put that away. Okay, now let's do a little bit of blush and bronzer. If I had like a purple-ish blush, which I feel like I do. I feel like I got one at Beauty World and I don't know where it is. Okay, anyway. Let's see, what kind of like purpley-ish blushes do I have? Not that many. Nope. Okay, so we're just gonna go in with some Tarte. Or actually, let's go in with a little Pillow Talk. Haven't used this in a bit, and I love this color. It comes out, like, when you look at it, it looks like, oh my god, that's so pink. But once it blends out, it's so pretty. Being careful not to squeeze out too much. There we go. Yeah. Let's blend that out. What do I want to blend this out with? I guess this one. The Morphe, this is the foundation brush. See, look at how pretty that looks. It's just like super natural and glowy. And if you guys don't know me, I always do a little blush under my eye. That's so pretty once it blends out. I got that for free at Beauty World. I wouldn't have never purchased that color because you look at it and it's so like bright. And even when you open it, it's like, ooh, that's very pink. And I don't want my face to look more pink, but this is the perfect pop of pink for me. Okay. So now that's blended in. Let's do a little bit of bronzer. I'm just gonna go in with a little Hoola. The OG Hoola. My Hoola is so old, it still has the brushes that they used to come with. And I'm just gonna go right under that brush, kind of just following my natural bone structure. Back into my hairline and then up just a little bit so that it blends with the blush. So that's how that looks. It's just gives you a little bit of shadow. And that's why I love these brushes, because they're angled. And for a bronzer, it totally works for me because I can lay it down in a line. Yep, perfect. So that's why my Hoola is so old, because I just use a little bit. It lasts. I've had that for, I don't want to admit for how long I've had that, but it's been not too long. Am I going to throw it away? No. Do I have another one? Yes. Okay. So that is done. I do want to do a little highlighter. Going back with the Fenty, her new, this has been my absolute favorite highlighter. This is the Diamond Balm in Pink Ice. And it has like purple and pink and gold and white. And it just has so many different little glitter pigments. And you just pick up a little bit. And I don't know if you guys can see, but my skin was already kind of dewy before. Like that's it without any highlighter. And I just pick up a little bit and put it right on top of my cheekbone, right on the top. I don't know if you guys can see a difference on camera. I can't see it. Let me know if you guys can see it or not. But I can see it in my mirror. But on camera, I don't feel like it's picking up as nicely. Okay. Are we done now? No, we're not done. Let's do a little highlighter under my brow. I'm just gonna blend that out with a fluffy brush. And then I also forgot, or almost forgot, that I wanted to add more glitter in my inner corner. This is a little bit too big. This is the brush I'm looking for. So this is a little bit smaller, a little bit more precision. And I'm just gonna grab a little glitter. Let's see what glitter I want. Let's stick with Stila. This is Diamond Dust. And this is just straight up glitter. I'm gonna do just a little bit there. Then you just blend that out following your natural eyelid structure. You don't want to go too high up. Just kind of follow where the crease is. And then do a lot right here in the little corner. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I love my glitter. This one dries down pretty fast, so just do one eye at a time. And then just very lightly manipulate where you want it. I feel like this one needs more. Better. Going to Disney always gives me like a little bit more of an excuse to just glitterify everything. What's going on here? Okay, this goes like this. Okay, put that away. Didn't even use that. Okay, I think we are just about done. I do want to add a little bit more. Just a smidgen more right under there. I don't know if that made any difference. I guess a little bit. Let's do it. But going back to the primer under my eye, like my under eye area, I primed it earlier and you see how like it hasn't creased. If I hadn't primed my eye, I would have already creased. I am gonna set anyway, but the primer under the eye, for my girls who crease, and if your eye isn't too dry, the primer will kind of dry you out a little bit. I do moisturize my eye as I'm doing my skincare before I do my makeup. So my eye's already moisturized. And then I give my skincare time to sit before I do my makeup to really absorb into the skin. I know some girlies do their skincare and then immediately do their makeup, and then stuff starts to pill or it starts to separate because your skin hasn't absorbed the skincare, all the serums and the moisturizers that you put on, and then you're putting on more makeup. So it just kind of needs time to sit and absorb. So maybe 30 minutes because I did my hair. And then, so I gave my skincare time to absorb, and that is key. Okay, now let's set. I'm just gonna take a little bit of compact setting powder. This is the color correcting one, again from Stila. Love Stila. And I don't want to take a sponge and put it right under my eye because that's going to suck up all the moisture for me, and it just gives my eye like a more kind of crepey look. So I take this is the highlighting brush. I don't use it for highlighter. I use it for setting powder. And I'm just going to take a little bit and just dab-de-dab. And then I always put a little extra on my nose because that's the first thing to get oily. And then a little extra around my mouth because I get creases on my smile line. So just a little bit of extra love right there. And then I don't really go over my setting powder over my bronzer and blush unless I want to tone it down. Like if I did a little bit too much pigment, then the setting powder kind of helps to neutralize that look. I guess I'll do a little bit on this side too. So just light on the setting powder today. Usually I use a loose setting powder if I want more like a heavier, thicker application, but not for today. Okay, now let's do brows. Brows are going to be quick today. I'm just going to fill them with the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. I have a little hair right here. Okay. Okay, that one's done. And that one's done. Okay, brows done. I think all that's left is lipstick, right? Let's do a little setting spray. Oh, mascara. See, I'm so out of whack today. I was like certain I was done. And then I forgot to go over my liner again. This is what happens when I go on vacation. Then I come back and I don't know what to do. Okay, so we're gonna go over again with that liner. The same liner that we placed earlier. We're just bringing it back to life. Yeah, I love this eyeliner. Even just wearing it by itself is perfect. So you can see the color shift. It's blue and purple, and I love it. It's the Stila Chroma. It's called the Chroma Flash Liquid Eyeliner, and this is in shade Mermaid. They also have Peacock, which is really nice, which probably would have been better. It's like a purplish green instead of the purplish blue, but the blue's fine. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, for mascara today, we're going to be using the Clinique High Impact, the little, this is their newest mascara. I don't know if this is a tubing one. It definitely like goes on like a tubing one, and it comes off pretty easily too. This is not a waterproof one. Oh, wait. I did want to try, you guys, I don't know what I'm doing today. I have the new Tarte, this is the tubing one. This is in shade Magenta. This is like a very purpley-ish, like a metallic-y purpley-ish. I have to be careful with these colored mascaras because they irritate my eyes. I haven't tried the Tarte ones, so let's see if it irritates my eyes. This is the purple magenta one, and it's kind of like a chromey. It has like a chrome finish. I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's try that one. Let's see how it looks today. I love. I love the color. I don't know if you guys can see the purple, but it's purple. But I don't know if I love the application. It's kind of getting clumpy. Oh no. I don't love the application. Trying to shimmy my brush in here to separate and give me a little bit more volume. But, oh no, you guys can't see. If I look up, let me let it dry and then look up and see if you guys can see. But it's very clumpy. I mean, like, it's definitely purple. It's giving purple. It goes with the look. Okay, so I think if I use these again, or when I use these again, I'm going to go over with my mascara. I mean, do my mascara first and then go over with this because I don't like the application. My lashes are super clumped together. Like this one has a giant clump in it. And this is supposed to be their tubing formula. And I'm not a fan. I've heard so many good things about the Tarte tubing mascara, and this is supposed to be the exact same formula. But as far as tubing mascaras go, this is probably my least favorite. It's definitely purple, but yeah, if I do this again, I know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my mascara first so that my lashes look pretty separated. The volume is there, the length is there, and then just go over that for color, with that for color, because it's very clumpy. I don't know. Can you guys see? I don't know. Okay, so that's my review of that. That's the first time I've used it. So that's my brutally honest review. So now that that's done, let's do lips. Ooh. Let's do, should I do a purple lip? I mean, this is kind of the only time I can do a purple lip. So I think the answer has to be yes. I'm just so nervous. It looks so dark. I've done this lip before, last Halloween. This is the Outlast lip stain, the CoverGirl one, and it is purple. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous because it's so purple. I love when I close my lips and I can see the that line where I miss is so funny to me. You may be asking, why isn't she doing her whole lip? I stopped because my lips naturally curve down. So to combat like that frowny appearance, I shorten my lips so that they just look straight across and they don't go down. This purple, I don't know. I was scared. Okay. And these Outlast stains, these CoverGirl ones, are no joke. My lips will be purple like this for hours. Even after eating or drinking, they're still going to be purple. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so that's there now. That's purple. They're going to be purple forever now, at least for the end of the day. I do want some shine. Where is the one I'm looking for? I need to get a bigger bag for my lipsticks. I really don't go through a lot of lipsticks. So my bag is pretty small, but I've been buying things recently. Okay, I'm going to go in with a little Paco Rabanne. This is like a metallic-y purple. And this should be really pretty on top of that purple. Let me get a little bit more. Yeah. I was right. Okay, that looks so much better. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now that I'm done with my makeup, let's do my ears properly. Let's bring a little bit of this to the front. Okay, I'm ready for Disney. So thanks for watching this live stream. I will hopefully have another one before I leave town again in the next week. Yeah, the purple's growing on me now. And it's definitely better with the gloss. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.